Jamie.
And I'm Cindy.
Together, we're the Biddy Buddies.
We are headed to Tampa, and
we're going to spend the day on the Pirate Water Taxi. Lots of stops, lots of things to do. There's a bar on board, $25 all day to be able to get out on the water.
Yeah.
On a hot February day. It's supposed to be 88 today.
In February, so yeah. So we decided the water is the best bet. Stay tuned and you can find out how much fun you can have.
Probably not as much fun as we have. We have found a parking garage right at the Tampa Museum of Art. Right around us is the Straz Center for Performing Arts, the Children's Museum, and
the Tampa Museum of Art.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're on the corner of Cass and Tyler. $10 for the whole day.
Yep. Which isn't too bad if you're going to stay all day.
And Riverwalk's right there. We're waiting at stop 14. It has route times listed here, and apparently all you do is stand and wave until they stop for you. How to hail the taxi. Yeah. I guess like a taxi. Yo, taxi.
Kind of cool here. It's right at the Straz Center.
Well, this is more like what I was thinking the Riverwalk was.
Yeah, down at this end is very interesting.
Okay, because otherwise, like, my fear is that they'll take the stone and
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, this is for the campus. These things here for the...
Yeah.
We're standing at a stop for the Pirate Water Taxi. Southbound, we want to go to the Harbor Island, so we're going to get on that one. We just got off of the northbound taxi. That is also a part of this, the Pirate Water Taxi Company.
You had like a month-long vacation paid for in the Bahamas.
Man, you can't beat that.
Look at that yacht. Pulling out of stop 7, where American Social is. Big Ray's Fish Cam. Lots of hotels here. The Marriott, the Westin, Embassy Suites.
It's just a block away from the Emily Arena, isn't it? Just like super close.
We are
so
very
they have
close.
a lot of Ray's parties here and stuff like that. That's all I have to say.
That's all I got. Cut.
In fact, I would have preferred not to be on camera.
We'll do a slideshow over your face then. Oh no. I would wager, oh look, I was going to say there's probably a bar at the Marriott right there. That's where I would want to be for a boat parade.
Anybody trying to stop over there?
We are.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Next up, bread and butter deli.
That's the next stop?
I don't know how we went from 7 to 4, but that's what we're doing. There's the arena. Go Bolts.
So it just dropped us off at stop
Number 4.
Stop
Goodbye,
number 4.
Pirate Water Taxi.
Because Cindy needed to eat.
Foods. We need food.
So, stop number 4 is on, what is it called, anything?
Harbor Island.
This is part of Harbor Island. And there's a couple restaurants in here. We're going to try to hit Sweet Babies or something like that.
We're in Crybaby Cafe, stop number 4. And we picked it just because it said it was reasonably priced, dog friendly, super limited menu for sandwiches, but looking forward to it. It should be delicious. Oh, it's only a breakfast place. It's open till 2.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you knew that.
I probably did know that because I Googled it.
And slowly.
We are at Post Apartments at Harbor Place. I'm gonna go walk down the middle of the street. You know why? Because I can. Well, there's some scooters. It's a freaking awesome neighborhood. Right across the river from the arena. There's a car coming. I'm moving. Cafe Dufresne, same owners as where we just ate, but these people are only open for dinner. Oh, I think we want to go there to the Tampa Bay History Center right across the river.
Free's got the keys to the key.
Stepping along on that thing.
Yeah, he is.
Four for the water taxi. 4.
Number 4. Schedule again, right here on the post. Cute neighborhood.
How you guys doing today?
Excellent. How are you? You did. So 2 with 10. None of those numbers.
I wasn't waiting where I thought I was.
Confused. Winter Park, Florida.
It's the rough life.
Yeah. Orlando. I think I Googled that yacht last time we were here to look it up. I think it's a charter.
Seems to be a lot of transferring boats so far.
Yeah.
I guess that's because we had to eat, but we're back on the main boat, and hopefully we're gonna
Get a tour now.
Yeah.
Also, it's way busier than I expected it to be. Way more people than I thought. Again, because we do everything on a Saturday.
Well, and they only have one boat per route, and there's no way they can keep those 15-minute times. They say it's 15 minutes from every stop. Has it like 15 minutes apart? No, not with just one boat. So expect a little bit of a wait until they get another boat or 2.
Yeah, if you're trying to get somewhere, build in extra time for it. If you're using the taxi to like get to the game or whatever, build in extra time.
And this the separate boat for the little water taxi area to go to Davis Island has no bar on board, so it's only the main boat.
And that matters.
It's not a hot day like today.
I'm just saying.
Board Captain Jack Lance, you'll be your first man on board today. Well, a star behind the bar, she'll be able to help you out with any of your beverage needs. And behind the wheel, we have Captain Barnacle Bailey. If you've ever ridden with us before, we are hop on and off service. We'll be calling out the stops as we head up river. If you hop off any one of those stops, be sure to give us a big wave, give us a shout when we call it out. We'll swing in there and drop you off. Super important to let us know where you're looking to head next. But nobody pick up, drop off any of our stops. We're cruising up river.
A little awkward that you have to wave them down.
Stand directly underneath that bright yellow power water taxi sign. Give us a big wave as we come into view. Bail us like a cab, and we'll swing back and pick you up again. It's going to be just about an hour in between. Oh, no, we got 2 boats on there. So 30 minutes between boats today. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about what we're seeing, what we're doing here. So we're cruising along the Hillsborough Bay side of Tom Brady's infamous Lombardi Trophy toss. Once we pass underneath the flat straight bridge built in 1926, we're going to be going from the Hillsborough Bay into the Hillsborough River. It serves as a line of demarcation on the which separates two of these points. Built in 1891, a luxury hotel at the railroad tycoon Henry Plant, who was bringing the rails down the west coast of Florida, third town. What he wanted to do is to create an exotic attraction to draw more riders on his rail line. So he built what was at the time the largest hotel in the country.
Stop 12 actually has an attendant, so it feels less like you're getting on, like jumping onto a boat from the sidewalk.
The city of Tampa actually owes a lot to Mr. Plant and his railroad. Before we brought it through here, it was more a loose-knit community of fishing villages, farms, and homesteads, but once we came a couple years later, the university was formed, and they came to a pretty sweet deal of a $250,000 down payment and a $1 a year annual lease that they're still paying to the city to this day for 12 acres of land and that big old beautiful building on the left.
So random to me.
Considering how much it costs to go to the University of Tampa, I don't think they're missing any of those payments. It is the third most expensive school in Florida. But it is a 100-year lease, so coming up in 2031, I bet the city's going to do some aggressive renegotiating on that contract. Despite its appearance, this bridge in the upright position is the hardest working one on the river. It'll close and open at least twice a day, allowing trains through downtown and the port of Tampa and back again.
It's a train
Those two big
bridge.
stone
That's
counterweights on the
cool.
right-hand side, they so perfectly balance out the upright portion. It only requires a 1 horsepower electric motor and gearbox to close and open all that steel. It's like asking your garage door opener at home to do the same thing. Being built in 1916, that is a pretty impressive feat of engineering.
Here's where we got on in front of the Straz.
That will bring us around to
Here's our stop 14.
The Straz Center, this is stop 14. The Stars Center, That is the largest performing arts center on the west coast of Florida. It has 5 interior theaters, the largest of which is Morsani Hall, which can hold just over 2,000 people. So if Tampa gets any of those traveling Broadway shows, ballets, plays, anything like that that comes through town, chances are they may stop off there at the Straz.
Barrymore Hotel over there.
With that on the left, you're going to see a big green sculpture. That is called the Form of Wander. It is meant to represent the most important plants in Florida. Those are our mangroves. The mangroves grow along our waterways and our coastlines. You can see a couple of them off the left-hand side. Their roots form a basket weave system that helps to hold all the soil in place when we get our big storms that come through. They can withstand a Category 5 hurricane and are federally protected. The roots also provide a natural nursery to protect juvenile fish from predators, and before all these seawalls were built, this whole river would have been lined with them. Yeah. And that sculpture is part of Julian B. Lane Park, which is our stop 15. This park reopened about 4 years ago after extensive renovations. They added sports fields, playgrounds, a free to the public water park. Yep. And they also built the Tampa River Center. All those visiting and local rowing teams needed a place to store and launch their crew boats, so they built them the largest publicly owned boathouse in the country. $40 million went into this whole park project, but the city of Tampa didn't pay a dime for it. It's all funded by the British Petroleum Oil Company, not out of the kindness of their hearts, but as an oops, I'm sorry settlement following their Deepwater Horizon oil spill.
This is an event center, weddings, that sort of thing. The Tampa River Center. This is stop 16. They said it's the most popular stop on the route. Nice space. Getting the idea Tampa's a fairly young town. I should Google that.
And I would have mailed.
We're gonna go find out why it's the most popular. Popular.
All the armature works.
And it was built as a place to service the streetcars. Is that what he said? I think that's what he said. Yeah, it was hard to hear over that Minnesota lady who wouldn't stop talking, eh? Oh, there's sup rentals down there. Sup stand-up paddleboards. Oh, and kayaks.
And it looks like there's parking facilities here, so if you want to get the water taxi here at the armature works, there's a place to park too.
That's stop 16.
This is inside the food court. We got, that's the one I want to go to, sushi bar, of course. Like several places to eat in here.
That's cheap.
Yeah. Muchachas look like they had good stuff too.
What is today?
They have scooter rentals and bike rentals.
Liars, I don't see an alligator.
He's there.
If I don't see it, it's not real.
Oh, it's real.
Stop 17.
Just gonna want to jump onto the car there.
We are back at stop 7. We got off, decided to come walk around because we drive past this all the time when we're in the city. And it always looks like there's cool stuff happening. What it turns out is that it is one bar and the fish camp. There's a stage, so there might be stuff happening sometimes. I'll show you around. So, I mean, all right, stop 7, here's where we are. Rick's was way up here. We want to go to there. We're down at stop 7. It does not take very long to do the whole route. If you think you're going to spend your whole day, I would say that's probably not realistic. Hopefully you can hear us well enough with the music playing that it's not a copyright issue, don't you know? We've had lots to talk about while we're sitting here. Super hot day today. And I guess my personal takeaway is that water taxi, good for a day. I wouldn't seek it out necessarily as a thing to do. Now the music. From my foolhardy nope when they said we were gonna have to wait a half an hour for the next taxi.
It was really hot and we had already waited a while for that one. People had jumped in line and gotten into the pirate taxi. And so of course it cut off right in front of us. So when we were told that we had to wait another 30 minutes in the hot heat for another pirate taxi, and there was no guarantee that people weren't going to jump in line in front of us again unless we waited there.
Right, and we probably had already waited 20 minutes.
Right, so we stormed off and decided,
I have no patience.
that we were going to take a scooter back to the car.
Yeah, there were scooters nearby. It's only $1 to unlock them, and they're really theoretically cheap to rent, like 30 cents a minute or something. They're very cheap. Yeah. This one made us, first of all, we had to go find 2 working scooters, which was a chore. And then we had to download an app.
Right, and my phone doesn't download the apps very well.
Which was a chore. Then we had to try to put in credit card information in our driver's licenses, and that was a chore. It was not working. You had to prepay for a certain amount of time, so we picked the lowest amount of time because we were only a few blocks away from the car.
Right. We were going to catch the Riverwalk and take the Riverwalk all the way back to the parking garage. Unfortunately, the Riverwalk was being worked on right where we were, so there was a detour. You had to go through traffic to get to the Riverwalk. So one, we missed the water taxi. 2, Cindy had a hard time downloading, and it was just not good getting into the app. And 3, there was a detour for the Riverwalk.
And we kept getting these messages. We were right in front of a bus stop where we got the scooters, and it said you're in a no-go zone or something. So you had to kick a little bit to get out of that zone so it would start going. So that was kind of annoying, but we did finally get going, went a couple of blocks and found a street over to get down to the Riverwalk.
Got onto the Riverwalk, and it was a slow go, and we thought, well, we just have to kickstart. No, apparently you cannot take those public scooters on the Riverwalk.
Let me just say.
And it was a long way.
There was nowhere to get off of said Riverwalk.
Because they were having a Gasparilla Music Fest,
right,
which took up the whole entire park and the length of the Riverwalk. We had to push said scooters that we, 1, missed the water taxi, 2, had a hard time downloading, 3, had a detour to get to the Riverwalk, and now 4, we're having to walk our scooters that we are paying 30 cents a minute
to walk
the scooters.
It wouldn't let us end the ride, just so you know.
And we had seen somebody on the Riverwalk with the scooter, so we had just assumed that it was okay to ride the scooters on the Riverwalk.
So we couldn't get off. We're stuck. We can't end the ride. So as we're pushing in the literal 90-degree heat these stupid scooters and walking with my broken foot.
And I had not been feeling good that week, and it was very hot. At one point I thought, I was just seeing white spots, and I thought, well, this is it. I'm going to pass out with my scooter
that we're still paying for. As you're having a heart attack.
And we couldn't leave the scooters because it would not let you end the session until you got to an area where you could park the scooters. So you couldn't just stop paying for it. You had to literally walk the scooter to an area where it would allow you to stop paying for it.
I paid $40
to walk her scooter.
$40 to walk a scooter. I own my own scooter. It was in the car. $40. Okay. So don't rent a scooter in Tampa. There is no freaking place to ride them.
Yeah.
There's either traffic, you can't ride it on the Riverwalk, you can't ride it on sidewalk.
Got back to the car. I just was, at this point, I was just opened the door and I climbed in the back and pretty much collapsed on the
Not pretty
back
much.
seat.
She literally collapsed into the back seat of my car.
So what started out such a promising day.
This is the first time we've been out that we got to the car and I said,
We should have stayed home. She's
"Should've
never
just
said
stayed
that
home." I
before.
never say that
Never
because
say it,
I
no.
hate not doing
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Don't care about aching feet. I'm just gonna level it out with worthiness. Don't do it.
No. The water taxi, yeah, no. If we had stayed on the water taxi and just ridden around, it probably would have been good, but to get off somewhere and then wait for the water taxi to come back and pick you up and then maybe not get a ride, just wasn't really worth it for us.
That being said, you're welcome. We took a bullet for the team here. Don't do it. Save your $25, save your aggravation, save yourself from having a stroke.
Yeah, this is not something I would ever do again.
Me either.
Yeah.
Sad day.
Sorry.
But thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
Before you go, will you please like and subscribe? Subscribe. We lost a subscriber this week. We noticed.
Oh, and don't forget to get up off the couch and go do something. Maybe
Not
not
this.
the downtown Tampa area where the water taxi is, but go out and do something. There's something in your hometown that's pretty good, I'm sure.
Get up, get out, get going.
Before it's too late.
Bye.
Bye.